Welcome, everyone, to our meeting of the Edmonston Mayor and Town Council for our first meeting in January of 2025, January 7th, 2025. Welcome, everyone, to 2025. We will stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We also take a moment for a moment of silence just to reflect. And I'd also like to just take a moment to give honor to our President, Jimmy Carter, who is lying in state at the Rotundo today. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And I am just wishing and hoping that we will have a successful year as the mayor, town council, and staff, and that we will be safe and just govern this community with wisdom and just happiness. Just hoping that this whole community just will be happy and just creative. We can just be creative and just continue to do the wonderful work that we are all doing. So thank you again, everyone, for being here, and welcome to our residents and our guests. And we can start with, I've already, during our work session, asked our council to review our agenda. But again, to review the agenda, if there's anything that we need to add, if there's any edits to the agenda, please let me know if we need to change anything. If not, we'll move forward with the special presentation from our auditors for our annual audit from Lindsay and Associates. We understand that Bob Dis is under the weather, and we have Miss Alicia, and it seems, did she drop?
Nope, I'm still here. I just gave up on the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm
All
still
right.
here.
Is it Alicia?
Alicia.
Alicia Scarlett from Lindsay and Associates, who will present our audit. So I want to turn the floor over to you, or Mr. Barnes, is there anything that you wanted to say in reference to the audit?
Just
I know you work closely with them.
Right. Just a quick background that the town annually is audited by our certified public accounting firm. Lindsay and Associates is the third year that they're involved in this program. They're auditing fiscal year 23-24 that ended on June 30, 2024. We provide as much information to them as we can as they request. Alicia will tell you what they look for and how that process works. We appreciate greatly being able to work with them and to complete a good report. Our report has lots of highlights in it. I would ask the council to pay particular attention to the notes. There's lots of good information in the notes. Talks about our debt, talks about our change in financial position as it does in the opening statements. And so this year we've gone down in some areas, which anticipate a little bit as our revenues were somewhat flat or lower than expected. And so I won't steal Alicia's thunder. She's always a pleasure to work with. And so I'll let her go over some of the highlights in the report. So Alicia.
Okay. My name is Alicia Scarlett with Lindsay and Associates, and I'm here to present the 2024 audit report. Pages 1 through 3 is the opinion letter. And if you look at the bottom of page 3, the report is dated October 24, 2024, which is the date the report was issued. The town received a clean opinion, and that is the opinion that you want to receive. Starting on page 4 through about 11 is the MD&A. This is written by the town manager, Rod Barnes, and maybe some other financial personnel. This portion of the report is not audited by us. It's where Rod and whoever else in the town let readers know different things that happened during the year. I'll just point out a couple things. On page 9, there's a schedule there, and it compares 2024 to the previous year, to 23. And you see at the bottom there, 24 net position end of the year is 1.8 million, and we'll touch on that a little later. Over on page 10, there's another schedule there of revenue and expenditures, and again, you'll see 2024 comparison to the changes for 2023. And the first set of statements starts over on page 12 and 13. Page 12 is the statement of net position, otherwise known as your balance sheet. And on this statement, we list all assets, current and non-current, and all liabilities, current and non-current. Your non-current assets there are your capital assets. Non-current liabilities, you see you have compensated absences, net position, and I'm sorry, not net position, net pension liability, and your loan payable. And again, at the bottom there, you'll see total net position at the end of the year was 1.8 million. If you go over to page 13, it's the statement of activities, otherwise known as your income statement. And on the left-hand side of the page, you'll see the expenses going down the page, your general government, public safety, public works, and then interest expenses listed there as well. And then program revenues is listed going across the page on the top. Then about halfway down to the right, you'll see your general revenues going down the page there. And again, net position at the end of the year was 1.8 million, and it's a change in about 444,000 in your net position. If you turn over to page 14, that's the fund statement. This first statement here is your balance sheet, and this is only going to list all current assets and all current liabilities. And then on the right-hand side, there's a reconciliation reconciling back to the government-wide statement over on page 12. And again, there's the 1.8 in net position at the end of the year. And on this page also, you'll see on the left-hand side, fund balance unassigned at the end of the year is 974. About 975,000. Over on page 15 is the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances, otherwise known as your income statement. All your revenues and expenditures are listed on the left-hand side of the page for the general fund. And then on the right-hand side of the page, there's a reconciliation that ties back to the government-wide statement on page 13.
Oh.
See that? And then fund balance, you'll see fund balance there again is the 974, about 975,000. The notes begin on page 16 and they go on for, I don't know, quite some time. Most of it is boilerplate information. It's like page 16 through 40. I'll just touch on a few of the notes. If you look over on page 23, note 3 is the deposits and investments, and at the bottom of the page you'll see the note there for deposits. At the end of the year, the town's deposits were about 42,000 and the bank balances were 66,000. You go over to page 25 and you'll see the investments listed there, MLGIP and a money market. That's your investments. Over on page 26 is note 5, capital assets and depreciation. The town added about 320,000 in assets during the year, with depreciation of about 247,000. Page 28 through 36, that goes on for a while, which is note 8 for the pension plan, your retirement plan, and we'll just skip over all those pages. That's pretty boring. Page 37, note 9 is your long-term debt. And it's probably easier if you look at page 38. There are schedules listed there showing you the bond premium, the leases, and compensated absences. That's your long-term debt. And we'll just jump over to page 39, note 13 at the bottom is your fund balance. And you see unassigned fund balance at the end of the year was 974,000 shown there. And that's it for the notes. On page 41, there's a supplementary schedule there that shows the original budget and the final budget along with the actual numbers. And if you want to jump over to page 43, it's your schedule of revenues showing you the budget, the actual numbers, and that goes on for several pages, or maybe just 4. Yeah, page 43 through 46 are the schedule that lists your budget and your actual numbers. And then you have your letters at the end, and that's all I have. And I should have apologized in the beginning. I talk fast and I stick to the numbers. Bob usually have some jokes for you guys. I'm pretty boring with just numbers.
And Mayor, I might add that copies of the audit are on the website. So if the residents or anyone wants to actually see the audit, besides the ones that have been sent out to you, specifically, it is available there for, or they can come down to Town Hall, obviously, and we can direct them to it.
Just had question.
Sure.
I just needed clarification about, so on, actually it's going to be page 15, but page 13, I had question, which I saw on page 15. So page 13, it was change in net position.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw on page 15 where it was broken down.
Yep.
Correct?
So
on the right side.
right. That is just reconciling it back to page 15. That on the right-hand side, that's a reconciliation to tie back to the government-wide statement.
Right. Can you break that down for me to make me understand? So the repayment of debt principal is reported in government funds. However, in the statement of activities, it is recorded as a reduction in long-term debt. This is the amount of principal debt repayment. What does that mean?
Which repayment? Because on this, the statement of revenues and expenditures, that just deals with the current items that happen, you know, no long-term debt, no capital assets. Those are the main things, and pension. So if you look on page 13 or 13, right, so on page 13, you'll see change in net position was 444,000. So in order to tie back to that 444, we need to take out. Say that again?
No, I was saying, right. I just wanted you to explain what that particular item meant. The 64,000.
Oh, that's the repayment of the debt. If you look to the left-hand side, on that same page, it says debt service fund. Principal amount was 64,998. So that's how much was paid in long-term debt.
That's our bonds, our GO bonds that we pay for previous borrowing on Decatur Street.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's what I mean. Okay. And so, so going down, the pension expense related to net pension liability does not require the use of current financial resources and therefore is not reported in the funds. What does that mean? Mr.
Right,
Barnes.
it's not reported on the left-hand side of the page, so it's a reconciling item over on the left, on the right, rather. It's not reported on the left because it's not current monies.
Mayor, keep in mind that the on the left-hand side, like Alicia said, it's just looking at current, just
Wow.
one that year. But on the right-hand side, that's pulling in all of our long-term, what we have for the future. So like our debt that service, our pension liability that we have each year, that's included on that to reconcile.
On the right side.
Right. So
So that's what totaled the
long-term
44.
on the right,
Well, the
short-term
444.
on the left. Does that help you?
Yeah, I just wanted the breakdown of the explanation, pretty much, of the different explanations. So,
Good. Yeah, when we joined the pension, we
mhm,
had liability associated with that pension program through the Maryland State Retirement System. And
mhm,
so they record that liability. And if you go back in the notes, you can read a very, very long note that talks about how that's actuarial is calculated and how that is paid. When we joined, they calculated it over a number of years. We paid, for instance, this year's payment was $49,000 that
mhm,
I just paid not very long ago. And so each
mhm.
year we get a payment that we contribute to the pension retirement system.
If you're having
Mhm.
trouble sleeping, Tracy, you can read that and it'll help you fall asleep.
No, thank you. I was just curious about the explanation and then the number amount.
Mhm.
So why the number amount and why the explanation? How they correlated. Okay. And then when you hear it's not reported, and then we have an amount. That's why I wanted to know
No, I
what it all
understand.
meant. Yeah.
No, I understand.
Okay.
When did you?
All right. Cool. I mean, I'm glad we're good and clean.
Mhm.
Okay. Very good. Any questions, council?
No.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Alicia.
You're welcome.
Greatly appreciate your presentation.
You're welcome. And throughout the year or anytime, if you guys have any questions, our contact information is listed there on page 1 of the opinion letter. So you can always reach out to us with any questions.
Superb. And thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
All right. You do the
Okay,
same.
take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good question, Mayor. Good question.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Barnes, for ensuring that we have a good, clean audit. I know that they come out often, and I know that you work really hard, you and Ms. Avery, in ensuring that everything is spick and span clean, and our chief as well. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have to have clean audits. Not every town can say that they take care of their audits and it checks out clean. So I'm proud of that. That's for sure. So as we move on to new business, it's the consideration of the following minutes, which is our November 5th Town Council work session meeting minutes and our November 13th Town Council regular council meeting minutes. At this time, I'll accept a motion to approve those meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you very much, Ms. McCauley. And thank you so much, Ms. Serrano, for second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Thank you so much. The minutes have been approved. And the next item is our, Mr. Barnes, you had a question?
You skipped over citizen comment.
I definitely did. I did. Thank you so much for noticing that. And before I move on to our police department report, uh, is there anyone that had any comments? I'll open it up for our public comment. Is there a citizen that had anything? I'll look in the chat. I see old comments. Barnes?
Yes, just a comment from a citizen that, and this is really for the chief, they're parking across the sidewalks is a problem sometimes, especially when it's snow removal. So we do have noticed some cars on Decatur that are parked across the sidewalk. So tomorrow when the sidewalk people clean, they may not be able to clean. And just a reminder to citizens that especially when the weather's like it is.
We have notices up there, right?
Yes,
So what do they receive when they don't move?
a ticket.
Mm. So we have to enforce that.
Correct.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I mean, I know you know that, Chief. I'm just saying. I know you know.
Keith, if they're in the way tomorrow when they come through, will we also tow them away?
Say it again.
If the cars are parked blocking the sidewalks when the guys come to clear it out,
Oh yeah.
would they possibly?
We probably won't impound. We probably won't do an impoundment. We'll probably just have the tow company relocate it to another perfect part of the town.
Sounds great.
Is there any way to do a text blast? Is that Jamila?
Well, we can, but we only have about 30 people signed up for the text messaging, so it doesn't reach very many. She can send out a Instagram and a Facebook post to remind folks, and I can have her do that in the morning.
Yeah.
Remember you had a contest too. You were trying to get people signed up, and I
Yeah.
think you won the contest, but we don't have as many as we'd hope. And that's maybe something that we can make as a major priority this year is really
WhatsApp and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, Chief, that's you. Tickets?
Yeah. You want the report or you talking about the tickets?
No, report.
Good evening, everyone. So we're going to start off. I know we didn't meet in December, so I'm going to give November and December numbers. So for November, we had 3 auto thefts, and we increased by 1 in December. We had 1 theft in November, 2 in December. No theft from autos in November, but we had 3 in December because of the holidays. Citizens keeping Christmas presents in their cars unsecured. Most of the break-ins that we've seen to the vehicles were mainly due to vehicles being left unlocked. So we just want to put a reminder out to make sure that you secure your vehicles and also take any items out of your vehicle when you park at night. For November, we issued 22 parking citations, 151 moving violations, made 3 traffic arrests, 3 criminal arrests, and conducted 71 premise checks, and we impounded 38 vehicles in the month of November. For December, we did 152 movement citations, 91 premise checks, and impounded 22 vehicles for traffic violations, and responded to 105 calls for service. That is all I have for the police report. I'm still waiting on Steve's report. I know he's been in and out of the office helping out stuff in the town, as well as he's been out of the office for leave. Myself and Lieutenant Martin have been increasing our presence in the town. We're down to 2 patrol officers now. So now I work 12-hour shifts and I work every other weekend. Lieutenant Martin now works every weekend and normally is off 2 days out of the week. he's working 10-hour shifts to help backfill that patrol from the other 2 officers that we're missing. Any other questions?
Yeah. Sorry, you're down to 2 officers.
We're making it work. We're doing as much as we can. So I stepped up, and like I said, Lieutenant Martin stepped up. So he's working every weekend. I work Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and each weekend that I do work is a 12-hour shift for me. So I'm out there just as much as the officers are.
Yeah, but we should make mention that's 2 officers plus you and Martin. So we
Yeah.
actually have
Mhm.
4, but that's still kind of thin.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do what you got to do, and we'll make it work.
We'll be back fully.
Yep, we'll make it work.
And it says the calm before the storm. So this is the storm part we're just getting ready for.
And we've been through it before.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Chief, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Does the county work with municipalities with their like graduating classes for us to like hire officers?
So Prince George's County Police, though, it's the municipal academy. So what happens is most of those applicants that go through the municipal academy have already been subject to a hiring agency. So a lot of people, they don't graduate without being hired by an agency. And then if the ones that aren't picked up by an agency are normally the ones that everybody has interviewed and said it's not a good look. We are in the process of putting 2 people through the academy right now. It's going to be our very own Mr. Edwin, as well as another officer that you guys will meet next meeting. They'll be attending the Prince George's Municipal Academy in April. So with the intention of them graduating in October of this year. And so it's something different. It's better than hiring a lateral with somebody who comes with their own package and kind of change their ways shortly into being hired by Edmonston. These 2 officers were brought up by Edmonston Police and work for Edmonston Police. But as far as the community, as far as PG County Academy, no. Once they're hired by Prince George's County Police, they go straight to Prince George's County Police.
Thank you.
Good question. Anything else for the Chief? Great.
And that's all I
Great
have.
coverage over the snowstorm. Thank you.
Yes, we were actually finished up covering this morning, and Brentwood assisted us with covering last night. So we've been working back and forth.
Very good. Thank you. All right, Mr. Barnes.
Just a few items. Mayor, I just want to thank everybody for a great holiday season here in Edmonston. We were able to help raise for our adopted child a record number of dollars, $10,500 from our businesses, residents, and vendors that we do business with. And we appreciate greatly that went towards our adopted child and helping 58 children have a brighter Christmas in our community as a result of that. Our caravan was a big success with our roaring fire and the lighting of the Christmas tree. And we had over 250 hot dogs given out that night. So we were appreciative to Betsy and Avery and Rick and to all that helped make that a special event. We did lose some seniors during the holiday season. Our oldest resident, Mr. Glenn Lawrence, passed away just before New Year's. He was 94 years old and just a really great person to listen to and talk about Edmonston. We luckily have him on tape with that recorded history. We also lost Mr. Frank at the corner that lives on Decatur, and that was back in September. And then we lost Mr. I'm not going to try to say it, but a elderly gentleman over on 52nd Place that had been in the community for a long time. So difficult time, and certainly our sympathies go out to the families of those folks that have been there. Snow removal operations went fairly smooth. We had some complaints, not complaints so much as just help with the driveway, help get snow off of sidewalks. And so tomorrow the landscapers will concentrate on sidewalk snow removal and get that so we can walk easily for that. They have gone back and plowed, but they won't fill up driveways now. So people have got their driveways plowed out. So we won't go back and fill them up so that they have to redo that. So it worked well. We'll be sending out a newsletter here this first or sometime later this month, and Jamila is working on that. And it has a list of all the different grant projects. We have about 10 grants going on currently in town with different projects. The light bases have been poured for 47th Avenue streetlights that will go from Decatur to Hamilton. So we're very excited about that project. It was a bond bill from our legislative delegation, was successful at getting that through for us. We are now under design for those similar streetlights on 52nd Avenue that will go from Crittenden to the rec center. So the engineering firm has started that work. We'll have those installed later this year. All of the projects that will be in the newsletter are projects that will be primarily completed during this year or early next year. So you'll see lots of activity. We complete rain gardens on 49th and 47th. This year we'll do additional gardens on Buchanan. We have some mural projects happening on Buchanan and then happening in the town in other locations. We also have a new bus stop being constructed, an additional bus stop being constructed for the kids at Taylor and Lafayette this year. And then we have a town hall that will start with work of renovating it, as we have asked for additional funding through our legislators. And so hopefully that will come through. So we just have a lot of things going on. We appreciate what a great year it was last year and everybody's participation in the centennial. The new calendars will go out door to door here this month too, so that people can see what's going on for the coming year. We'll be setting up some programming at the rec center through a grant that Councilmember Ivy secured for us. So lots happening, and we thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Any questions or comments for Mr. Barnes? Well, I will say to you and Ms. Avery and whomever else worked on the committee and participated in submitting recipes for the calendar looks great. I hope we have some more calendars available because I didn't send one to my mother and she wants one. They were great Christmas editions. Very good idea. So thank you for that. And thank you for the hard work that you and your team have done this year, and especially during the holidays, because I know during the holidays we have a lot that goes on during the month of December. A lot. And I know that I play a huge part in causing some of that stress. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that. And not that because I'm mayor, but because of just me and just asking for specific things, and just because of who I am, and because I know you, Miss Avery, and the chief try to make it happen. And so just thank you. Everyone who participates in Adopt a Child, and everyone who comes out, and Coney and Betsy and Mr. Johnson, when you can, to the Christmas tree lighting in the freezing cold in the parade. That's a lot, I know, but our residents love it. And so that just brings so much, it just does so much for us. And the police officers, and it's just a wonderful thing. That's what makes this town so beautiful. And I just love it. So thank you.
we had almost 60, over 60 homes decorated this year for Christmas in the,
Yeah,
and,
and
that
more
was-
homes.
that was exciting. And we have one of the winners of their home on the meeting here tonight, Mr. Peters. They were one of the first place winners of the decorating contest, and so that was we gave out more awards this year, both at the Fountain Park and in town. So we
Yeah.
thank the folks. It was fun.
And Nick, your home is always just like top notch. I mean, good gracious, you make it difficult every single cotton picking year. But this year it was really exceptional. It looks really, really good. So both of you are very creative and you do an excellent, excellent job. So thank you for making the town look so beautiful during the holidays. It's just so wonderful. So thank you for all that you do and counsel. Are there any, that was a comment that was just piggybacking off of Mr. Barnes' report. Any other comments for Mr. Barnes from his report? If not, any comments, feedback from the council, any reports?
I didn't have anything.
I don't have anything, just wishing everybody a happy new year. And to anyone who celebrates the Day of the Kings, which was yesterday, I hope it was lovely.
Yes, 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 yes. And I would like to say that I don't know if we met afterwards, but Miss Serrano, she represented Edmonston. Did we mention that in our last meeting? When we had you're on mute.
Represented us at fall conference.
The legislative meeting that we had with District
no,
22.
Yeah, that's been we haven't met since then.
Yeah, she represented us at our, well, she and I, but she represented our, she talked about the expansion of our town hall. She brought it to our delegation. She did an excellent job. And so hopefully we'll be able to get some funding for that. I talked about just to the delegation and to our, well, she talked to our delegation and our senators, everyone that was there. It was the entire District 22. And I also presented about the need for the attention to mental health in our area, in the state as well. So the District 22, they are in, it was a great presentation. It was a great night. I think we're all kind of united, I would say. Everyone wants an expansion of their town hall. They need more money for the town hall, but I think ours makes more sense. So hopefully we will get some more funding for our town hall. Our senator is running for county council, and you know that our county council member, Jolene Ivy, is running for county exec. And yeah, that's it for our representatives. Yeah. So that's all I have, other than our opening session meet and greet tomorrow. So
Mayor,
does anyone else have any other comment?
The town attorney was able to join.
Oh, I see. Jad. Any comments from our Jad?
No, just Happy New Year to everyone. I'm glad everybody got through what will hope to be our only winter storm this year. And good to see all of you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Judge. Thank you for being here. And Miss Avery? She probably signed out. We had her on 2 meetings.
I'm here.
Oh, she's here.
Happy New Year, everyone. Nothing else to add.
Happy New Year.
Look forward to the new year ahead.
Thank you so much. All right. If there's nothing else for the good of the order, I will accept the motion to adjourn our meeting tonight.
We're not going into executive?
Oh, did you,
No, I
did you
thought
have,
on the work session that
it's always there.
well, I thought we
All
were,
these years
well, no,
all these years you've been on the council, you haven't noticed that?
but there was a more than what is usually on there, so we were talking about some property.
Oh, yeah. That was because that's what we talked about the last time. And so I didn't modify it, but the property acquisition is moving forward. You'll be getting a purchase contract and all the documents at your next meeting.
Okay. And I'll make a motion, we adjourn the meeting, but
Thanks, Nick. We
we're talking about,
for giving your husband the credit.
we're talking about expansion of town hall. Are we still gonna try to expand the town?
Yes,
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Absolutely.
priority. Priority one.
Yes. Annexation.
all right.
Yes,
I'll make a
ma'am.
motion, we adjourn the meeting tonight and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
I'll
Thank
second.
you, Ms. McCauley. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New Year's. Happy
night.
Martin Luther King
Thank you.
Day. Good night.